All right, where did I put that? Good grief. I can't find anything in here. I don't know. Oh, crap. This is our last video in this series of showing how computers add binary numbers at the basic level. And I hope that you have a better appreciation of how it is. I know that I have a greater appreciation of how much work the folks went to who did this before us. And I really actually stand quite humbled in the presence of their achievement. So in the rest of the video, we'll look at the half adder, its components. We'll look at how they can be written in terms of NAND gates. Will be some formulas, some circuit diagrams. So hang on, it's going to be kind of a wild ride. As you may recall in our last video, we worked out our half adder we're able to do it in terms of an XOR gate and an AND gate. Our carry out is B1 and B2. Our sum at each point is B1 XOR B2. So what we're going to do now is just kind of drill down into the bare bones details of how we do this. And we're going to do it using NAND gates. Okay, NAND gates, we'll show you how to do these in terms of transistors. And then we'll show you how to wire up each of these gates in terms of NAND gates, and then we'll call it good. So what we have here is a diagram of a NAND gate, but it is done out specifically in what are called NPN transistors. Okay, and so we have two of them, one right here and one right here, with inputs to each A and B. And and these are mathematical transistors in the sense that I don't have the engineering specs up on them. So we're looking at this in their bare bones essence, rather than in their engineering specifics. Okay, and so the idea with a transistor is it's a switch, and this particular type of transistor is one such that if you apply a current here or apply a sufficient voltage, then it will allow current to pass. So if I have, and so this is a circuit that I have a voltage in at the top, I have ground down at the bottom, and so the current would want to go to ground, but there isn't any. It depends upon whether the transistors are turned on or off. So if I have both of these transistors turned on, that is to say, if I have a current applied to both of these transistors, then this current will go to ground out this way. Okay, but if they're both turned, well, if either of them is turned off, the current has no outlet except to go to this output, which is C. And so this is the output of our NAND gate right here. That this is A NAND B right here. So if I have current at both places, nothing comes out here. But if either place lacks current out it, out than I do have here. And so this is what NAND does, right? 1, NAND 1 is 0, but 0 NAND anything else is 1. And so that's how we can implement this NAND gate in terms of transistors. On these slides, what I've put down are some standard formulas. The first block is De Morgan's laws. The second block are the distributive laws. And the third block is what I call the toggle quality of not. You can pause this if you want to and copy these down, because we will refer back to them a little bit later. But in terms of our basic formulas, the De Morgan's law says if you take not of P or Q, then you get not P and not Q. And the order of operations here is you do negation before you do anything else. Okay. If you take not of P and Q, this is not of P or not Q. Okay. The distributive laws, this is strange, but you have and distributes over or, and or distributes over and. This is just something nice to know, okay? And finally, something that you could have figured out on your own and probably don't need anybody to tell you is what I call the toggle quality of not, okay? That if you take not, it takes you back to where you started. It's like pushing a toggle switch. Okay, so you can note these down if you want to or if you need to, but we're going to now proceed. Okay, on this slide we're going to do a quick run through on how everything we need to use, all of the logical operations we need, can be written in terms of NAND. Okay, and so first, the negation of P, this is equal to the P is P and P. That's a way to write it. So the negation of P, this is just a NAND gate. So not P is P NAND P. Okay. P or P, well, we do the double negation. And so this is the negation of P NAND P. And so applying the previous formula, rolling in what we're negating for each of the P's up here, we get P NAND P NAND, P NAND Q NAND P NAND Q. Okay, using our parentheses to tell you which of these NANDs to do first. Okay, and finally, well, P or Q is the negation of not P and not Q. Okay, and so this is not P NAND not Q, and here again we just roll in P NAND P NAND Q NAND Q, and so this is how we do the diagram for how we do the OR in terms of NAND gates. Okay. Finally, this last one, I found this formula by research and not working it out for myself, but I checked it out and it is accurate. All you have to do is run it through a truth table, evaluating at our possible values of zeros and ones, and we get that P XOR Q is equal to P NAND, P NAND Q, quantity NAND, Q NAND, P NAND Q. Okay. Okay, here we have AND written as a circuit in terms of NAND. I have B1 and B2, and I have have it rendered in terms of my my NAND operations here. Okay, each of these NAND gates corresponds to a particular one of these NAND operations. This last one, okay, is this NAND in the middle, okay. This one over here would correspond to this bottom one. This one would correspond to the top one, though it doesn't really make any difference, but just by virtue of how it is. In reading these diagrams, if you look at, see this line crosses this line, and they don't exchange electricity there. If I wanted them to exchange electricity, I would put a dark dot right here. That's the convention we use for circuits. So here we just have this point is taken here, this connects here, and so forth. Okay, and so you watch the flow of the electricity, as it were, going that way. You do think about this in electricity. They're mathematical entities, but thinking in terms of flow is very helpful. Okay. Okay, this is OR rendered in terms of NAND gates. And again, each of these NAND operations corresponds to one of these NAND gates down here. The one in the middle between these two is this last one. This one between the A's, of course, is this one down on the bottom. This one between the B's is this one on the top. Notice that the current from B flows into both of the inputs on the top NAND, and the current from A flows into both of the inputs on the bottom NAND. And they mix like this, giving you the final OR being A or B. Okay, here is XOR written in NAND gates, and this is the most complicated one. And quite frankly, let me share that this is the easiest one I could find. The ones I was able to work out by hand myself weren't nearly this short or pretty. So my mantra is, this is the easy way. And so until I find an easier one, this is the easy way. Again, each of these NAND operations corresponds to a NAND gate here. This middle one corresponds to here. Over this one right here over in the second half will correspond to this NAND gate. This operation here corresponds to this one. This operation, the very first NAND operation that we occur is this one right here. And so again, you just follow the flow. And this can be checked out to show to work just via truth tables. Okay. So we have ended this series by looking at how NAND is really a basic building block of all of our logic gates and how we can realize it in terms of transistors. The thing is, you can go out and get chips that have nothing but NAND gates on them. In fact, they'll have several NAND gates on one chip that you could wire up into these logic gates if you wanted to. Okay, so they are that basic that you can buy them as a basic unit, and you don't have to wire them up in transistors yourself. But this shows you, you've seen that you can if you wanted to. And so at this point, I think this finishes our series on how to do binary addition or adding numbers in a computer, how it's done at the electronic level. And I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, who is it? No, I'm not doing anything. Come on in.